Cash. Hi, Davo. That's what I get for being selfish. I have an inside out play, man.
Deliveries. A little too expensive. I'm going to just start driving to go pick up food.
So you're not hopping off.
Bro, it was like not hopping off.
Yeah, 2K18 did have zero defense. I just remember, like, bro, people would just be hitting every 3-pointer. Like, they didn't miss.
Yep. But I mean,
And the stretch
I don't
is
play
insane in 2K18.
2K27, but I think back when I was in the Air Force, this is a mocha milkshake. It's really good.
Board men get paid.
Board men get paid?
I don't know about Ready Milk.
I said board men get paid.
To give your table a clean feeling, start with a round brushes. Power can use that or B. Round cleans better by surrounding each tooth to remove 100% more pressure. Superior clean. Or B. Brush like a pro.
Commercials. Oh my goodness. 1 minute. I need to separate the. Hold up. This is the edited videos. Oh, it's going so loud. I have to watch this in the beginning because I already watched a part of it. But I don't play NBA2k24, so Topeka has. I can't remember where I saw her perform. I think she was on ESPN. I think she was on ESPN for a little bit or something like that. I think. I could be wrong. The UK flag? Crater League. Hey, cool. But just a big Kobe fan. Respect. I respect Kobe. Kobe gave the highest praise to Stephen Curry in terms of like the last great
Is someone open there?
conversation that they had. Kobe said something like before he passed, he said to Steph Curry, he's like passing the crown as a point guard to another point guard, right? Or shooting guard to another guard, or guard another guard. He was like he's like, don't be fooled by the facade of Steph Curry. He was like, he may look like the babyface assassin, but he's like underneath that, he's like, there's a stone cold killer underneath those eyes. And I'm like, oh shit, only.
Damn. I was like, I feel like I was there.
She said, damn, like I shoot. Oh shit.
Play. Alright, not again. I'll give up the 2, I don't care.
Pika be thirst trapping on Twitter? Damn, bro, how you gonna do it like that?
See, you hating. I can't even.
He's just hating, dude. He's right there. He's just hating.
Oh yeah, boxed. Boxed.
Wait, but she's up. Her team's up.
Oh, way to get it back. Whoa!
Her team's up.
This game is crazy. What? Do you see what happened to Aiden? That is insane, bro. Honestly, that shit is crazy. Yeah, Cardi's mad weird for that. I really... It just sucks that...
What did Cardi do? What?
I mean, how do you host like streams like that? Like, and not just be so awkward. Like, I feel so bad for like Aiden. Like, shit's weird. Keep going. Nah, that's not fair. Whoa. Pick up the drop.
I was like, huge shout out to Kai, because Kai went from like, just a streamer to like hanging out courtside with Drake. Like, holy shit, you know what I mean? Like Kai went from just like chilling to just like hanging out with Drake on NBA, basketball front court. I'm like, oh shit, bro. So it's pretty good stuff. That's pretty good stuff.
Alright, wait. I'm trying to. What? This dude Tom's on crack.
What?
I'm in a box? No. Just, I don't get how Neon's famous anyway, bro. That dude is not funny.
I don't care for Neon either, so I don't blame them for that. Illuminati then says, Tony also tried finishing Aiden with the scratch card.
He was like
I don't know what that means.
2K streamer Neon, and then he does like kick now, but I don't know.
I don't play 2K. Like I said, I think at one point.
I go for my twos. That's what's wrong right now.
Yeah, you gotta focus on your twos. Well, you gotta focus on your 10-foot and 6-foot jump shot. It's kind of what. Damn, that was a good dunk.
Right there.
But yeah, like people need to. There's a skill set. So like, okay, can you dunk 1 foot out, and then can you dunk 3 feet out? Do you have a 2-step dunk? Or do you have a 1-step dunk? Or do you have a 0 jump? So a 0 jump is when you don't pivot or commit any kind of attack on offense in basketball, and a 0 jump is from 1 foot out. And then your first move and second move and third move will usually be within 3 feet. And so the next move you teach your center is either a 1-step or a pivot dunk, and you have to teach them the right technique. Because if you teach the big the wrong 0 jump and the wrong pivot dunk and 1 and 2 point dunk, then they're fucking up. So in the NBA, for you shit coaches, how you teach your bigs is such a pivotal point of the game. So if your rookie is a center and you do not teach them properly how to play the NBA, they're a liability on defense. And then they look bad, but actually they're ready. It's just you as a shitty coach can't teach them. Not to Topeka, but to NBA coaches that are fucking idiots. You can play your rookies, but don't play more than 10 minutes because they're rookies. They haven't been taught the game. So anytime you play your rookies too long, they're a liability on defense. That's why you're losing games. It's really simple. Veterans have so much resiliency underneath them in the NBA that any veteran has the defense already in place because they've been doing it for 3 or 6 years. You just pick up your veterans that are at 7-year mark. Make it super easy. Okay? 10 years is like a gap in terms of skill and athleticism. But, don't get me wrong, I mean, Steph Curry and LeBron James is pushing it further, but they're like, because they get paid a lot of money and they have a ton of a staff around them, I swear that helps kind of prop them up too, in a good way. Imagine you're getting paid $50 million a year. You would then have 3 different massages, 3 different workouts, 6 different doctors, surgeons on call. You'd have like 10 nutritionists. Literally, 10 nutritionists studying like each limb of your body and measure, like, just $50 million a year towards you. Trust me, it's going to also give you the added benefit. But if you're not about that life, then you're just a 10-year vet and you're kind of 7 years on average. The 7-year mark, you should be able to find some veterans that are like super cheap, like ready to go. And so for GP2 and Chris Paul, CP3, Gary Payton, the second in CP3, they've both been injured. So it's like you were going to go into the season with you would have a core of veterans kind of ready. And they got injured, and then now your rookies are kind of pressed into guard play. It's not ideal. Okay? Your rookies should never really ever exceed 10 to 12 minutes a game. Anytime your rookie is just out there longer, you've not taught them as a coach, you do not have the time, and they probably don't have the skill set to be on an NBA floor. They're always a liability. You start losing games. Super easy. It's not complex. It's very mundane. It's very benign. It's very fucking obvious. So, for you shithead coaches, limit your rookies to 10 to 12 minutes. It's not that complex. Just look at the numbers. Look at the points on defense they're giving them. It's like they'll allow it to occur, which is horrendous and shit coaching. If the owners understood what the coaches were doing across the league, they'd fire different coaches. Knowing that your coach is realizing, hey, you know what, we're going to throw some games early in the season to give the rookies more minutes so that they're ready for the end of the season. But as an owner, they probably want to fucking hear that. Fucking NBA coaches, bro. I mean, that's some shit. Look at the data, because journalists talk about the data. I was talking about NBA analytics. You're on TV, and they got guys in their ear telling them the numbers. For some odd reason, Coach Kerr cost Stephen Curry 3 MVPs. People are like, what? I'll explain it as simple as I can in like one sentence. Coach Kerr the past 8 years would take Steph Curry out of the fourth quarter. That cut down his points for the season, costing him 3 MVPs. In the past 8 years, Coach Kerr has taken out Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson out of the fourth quarters so many times that the points they lost cost them awards. If that was my head coach, I would have fired him a long time ago, because the 3 players, Steph, Dre, and Klay, took the Warriors from $400 million to $8 billion. So you fire Steve Kerr. I think I stuttered. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green took the Warriors from $400 million to now $8 billion. And the dude that just cost the Warriors more money is your head coach that took out Stephen Curry, the greatest guard ever, and Klay Thompson, the greatest shooting guard ever, out of the fourth quarter for years, costing Steph Curry, hypothetically speaking, 3 MVPs because he didn't have the points to match the other players. And he did that because he didn't want Steph Curry to surpass his best friend, MJ. That's why he did it. You should have fired Coach Curry years ago. Holy shit. Check this out. You want to see the racism in the NBA? Up close and personal? Mark Jackson had a winning team. They fired a black head coach who had a winning team in the Warriors. And then they gave a perfectly well-crafted team. You see the racism in the NBA? Perfectly well-crafted team for a black head coach to thrive. Black head coach that was going to get 4 NBA championships. And they handed the team over to Steve Kerr. You see the racism right loud and clear in the NBA? It's right there. Because even years later, within 2 years ago, Draymond Green did a podcast. Him and Steph Curry, and they talked for like 3 hours. And there was the instant key to the racism in the NBA. Because they talked about it didn't make any sense when Mark Jackson was fired. Because they went over it and they talked it. It was a 3-hour conversation. And they were like, in the 3-hour conversation, they talked about 30-something minutes. It was like 37 minutes. And on the subject of 37 minutes about Mark Jackson, they were giving praise to like a father-like figure. That they were young athletes and young men. And he taught them how to be businessmen and adults, how to carry yourself, and taught them offense and defense. And so I think something incredibly special was occurring. Mark Jackson being not only like a father-like figure and a mentor and a great person, a great head coach, and a genius teacher. He had taught Draymond Green and Stephen Curry everything they know. You're only as good as the tools that you're taught. And the racism in the NBA was like, and we can't let this happen. The racism in the NBA was like, Disney perfect movie, black head coach, teaching offense to Steph Curry, teaching defense to Draymond Green, like two proteges, maximizing their skill set. And he would have a black head coach win 4 NBA national titles. But the racism in the NBA was, and we're not let that happen. They severed that connection and put a white head coach in place. And then the final key piece, Steve Kerr admitted his own guilt, his own admission. He talked about in an interview that if he was the coach of the Knicks, he'd have been out of the league in 3 years. That was the final key to the piece of the racism in the NBA. God damn. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. The final thing I put together was when I interviewed Steph Curry and Draymond Green talking about it making sense why Mark Jackson was fired. They had a winning record. They like upset the number 1 seeded Dallas Mavericks. They were the A seed. It was incredible. It was literally like perfect offense and defense. The NBA hasn't seen perfect offense and defense, but that was basically like perfect offense and defense. And then when Mark Jackson left, he took with him a ton of secrets. People don't understand. When you're like a genius head coach, you hold back like 90% of your playbook. People are like, what? When you're a genius head coach in basketball, you only show like 10% of your playbook, and you hold back 90%, so that over the next 10 years, you're just kicking ass. You're just whooping everybody. That's Mark Jackson. You probably saw less than 10% of his playbook. He kept the other 90%, but he was a genius on offense and defense. He should still be in the league as a head coach right now. I mean, the perfect opportunity would be for Steve Kerr to retire and step down, and for the Warriors to bring back Mark Jackson and allow the final kind of 5 years of Steph Curry's career play with the genius head coach that essentially has like the perfect offense and defense. Because the perfect offense is crafted through Steph Curry, and the perfect defense is crafted through Draymond Green. 2 great proteges mastering their craft. And he figured it out in terms of teamwork and selflessness. And he found the perfect piece to that defense was Draymond Green, the captain, the protege, the commander, the general in the field. He realized, let me teach all my offense to one player, let me teach all my defense to another. And if they can balance in that harmony, one could be elite. They could focus all their attention being defense and being elite. And one could be highly focused on offense and elite. And with that, it should become like perfect. He was right. Because if you split your time doing offense and defense, you're kind of like right here. But with Steph Curry, it's just, Mark Jackson was just like, go 100% offense. Draymond Green, if you go offense and defense, we're kind of be like this. And Mark Jackson was like, did Draymond Green go 100% defense? And he built it. And it was like the first time you ever seen like perfect offense and defense. But, yeah. Oh, and Steve Kerr's also getting old too, so if they want to save face, they can bring up the fact that he's already been sick and out of the hospital and all that. They want to save face, they could just use some like health excuse for Coach Kerr to walk away from the game. I tend to do that. Oh, and the final piece too, people don't understand. Even in the playoffs games, when they won the last championship, when they won against Boston, Stephen Curry and Draymond Green were drawing up plays. Well, something changed. Don't get me wrong. Coach Curry has deferred to Stephen Curry and Draymond Green before, but this is like during the Boston versus them, that championship, the last one they won, the 2021 championship, right? Or was it 2022? No, 2021 championship. That the Warriors won. Draymond Green and Stephen Curry are drawing up plays. To win the game, essentially. I talked about this during the interview. Stephen Curry and Draymond Green had like a 3-hour interview they did. Talked about they had to draw 100% of the plays so they could win the championship. Well, in the toughest moments, the players didn't look to the coach. In the toughest moments, the players didn't look to the coach. In the toughest moments, they all looked to Steph Curry. And in the toughest moments, all the players in the championship, they looked to Draymond Green. Yeah, Stephen Curry is right now on fire, but I think the Warriors did this on purpose. I think they threw away the first couple games of the season. The fans and no one's going to accept that. The league's not going to accept that. Just to give the rookies more time. And they knew, hey, you know what? We're going to lose these games either way. They're going to play rookies heavy minutes. And at the end of the season, hopefully as the season has gone on, they've kind of worked out. But hypothetically, it could work. Where you have the Warrior rookies playing such heavy minutes early on. Sure, it could cost you games. Statistically, rookies are going to come with just bad defense, just in general. They don't know the speed of the game, the plays, defense, offense. And then, as the second half starts for the Warriors right now, Steph Curry's kind of ramped it up, and teams have beaten them, rightfully so. But it makes sense because if the rookies are pressing the play now for the Warriors, they had already shown so much footage earlier. So with the fact that the rookies are playing heavy minutes in the first half of the season, you've given a ton of defensive data, to your opponents. Versus like what the Warriors should have did is just have heavier practices for the rookies and then ease them in the middle of the season. You do this. You play a lot and you kind of take them away. And you play them a lot and you kind of take them away and you play them a lot. So you should have did, what the Warriors should do, much better to show the rookies like 4 games and have vets play 4 games. And have off the bench, not your starters. Your 5 starters will always play heavy 30 minutes. Like your bench should be like, you're playing 4 rookies and you pull them down and you bring up 4 vets to play 4 games and then you drop. That's how you should be doing it. These rookies, if you played them 40 games, right, you just gave your opponents a ton of data, even though you're thinking, oh, the rookies have gotten better. But then, like, all the other teams with their coaches just now have more footage on your rookies. You should have been playing 4 games, let them rest for 4 games, and they work out and they study, and then they come back after 4 games. See what I'm saying? Or you should be doing with the bench, because then it keeps them fresh longer. Way better for recovery. Trust me, if you work out like 3 times a day, plus go to a game, plus travel, like you're beat. You do those 5 things 5 times every day in a week, you're going to just burn out. So you play your bench like 4 games in a row. Then as your bench rest 4 total games in a row. They'll skip the next 4 games with your bench to do. And you know what the league does? You can do like a 10-day contract. They do this on purpose to cover injuries. You can bring up 4 vets on 10-day contracts, allow them to play on the bench really quickly, and just fresh legs. But your starters are starters. Your 5 starters still play 32 minutes. And your 4 rookies rest for 4 games in a row, and they get to sleep, study, get better workout, recover, and then they're ready to go the next 4 games. So you really have fresh legs. Like just in terms of fresh legs, like you really have the runners just running. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what you should be doing as a coach with your bench. People are like, what? Yeah, like the NBA allows like 1-day contracts, 3-day contracts, 5-day contracts, 7-day contracts, and 10-day contracts. But the reason you say 10 days, check this out. The reason you say 10 days is like you can give like parts of the playbook You don't give contract players like the full playbook. Duh. Not that dumb to throw away your whole secrets of your playbook. You only show your vets like 15-25% of the playbook. And then you're good. People are like, what? Your vets are on the bench. They're going to play so many sets, offensive sets and defensive sets. And if your team isn't running offensive sets or defensive sets, then they're idiots. And so your vets only really need to look at 25% of the playbook. Or let's say even 5% or 10% of your playbook. You don't show them the whole playbook. You just give all your secrets to someone who can just sell it to an NBA team. You don't do that. And then on top of that, if the vets already understand a lot of the lingo in the NBA, then you really don't have to show them a playbook because they'll understand some of the old school language that's applied when it comes to their position on the court. But yeah. What the Warriors should be doing is they should be doing everything in their power to bring back vets that were a part of the last championship squad. And trust me, those vets will want to be on the Warriors because they feel like Otto Porter Jr., the Warriors should do everything in their power to bring him back as a vet for the bench. He strengthens the bench. Allows the rookies to rest, and he could be on a 10-day contract. And you do this right before the end of the season. Otto Porter Jr. already knows Mr. Automatic, already knows the playbook. He's still in the league, so 10 days before the season ends, you'd want to, do everything in your power, like trade for him or bring him back. And you know what's so funny? It's up to the Warriors if they want to do it, but and the Warriors should bring back Namdi Balika. They should bring him back because he's really good on defense. He's like 6'7", long arms, excellent rebounder. Like you understand when you're 6'7", long arms, he can jump, he can rebound the ball, and when he rebounds the ball as a forward, then the rest of the team can shift their offense and attack faster. That's what people don't understand. So what Wiggins was fucking up on offense, Wiggins just not rebounding enough. Because Balika used to get it. So that he didn't understand when Namjit would get the rebound. So when the forward goes up and gets the ball, the center can then move forward. Y'all understand now? When the 4 or the 3 can get the rebound, the 5 can move forward, making your offense operate faster. But because Andrew Wiggins wouldn't fucking do that, the Warriors' offense slowed down. It's that fucking simple. All the players would start taking off, and they'd be like, and I see it too many fucking times. All the players start walking, and they look at Andrew Wiggins like, bro, get the fucking ball. Because he wasn't playing team basketball. So you got to bench Andrew Wiggins. Or trade him away. Oh, guess what? You should trade away Andrew Wiggins because he's not playing with the fucking team as team basketball. You can bring back Otto Porter Jr. Or Namja. Now people know about Namja. He's just like 8th or 9th on the depth board. But just tall guy, long arms, great defense. Like, oh shit. Like, it's not that complex. Like, basketball is not that complex. Just a super easy chess match. But I'm not talking to Pika. I'm just talking to the void. Talking to the void. Kind of out to everyone. Alright, with the headset turned off, that's funny.
Is Katie top 10?
Is Katie
LeBron top 10?
What? Yeah, LeBron's top 10. What's she talking about?
There's too many people in your top 10 right now. I gotta start doing the math.
She's talking to someone else. She's talking to 2 people on the call.
Is AD top 10? AD.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because you gotta put AD in top 10.
I can't because Jokic pushes him out. I can't because Jokic pushes him out. If I have top 10 players, he can't. Jokic pushes him out. There's no room for AD.
No, you can't. I don't know if you could put LeBron in top 10 right now.
I can't because of his record. Look, I'm not even a LeBron fan. I'm a Curry.
Let me see. I'm trying to do the math right now. Okay, now no. Jokic, Embiid, Luka, SGA. Yeah.
See? Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah. Well,
Halliburton's top 10 right now?
yeah. He's right. Oh man, I'm taking notes. Taking notes real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, he really elevated the team. Oh, we're missing a few players. Who's in the East, bro? Like, I feel like East got some bums. Kawhi. I have Kawhi. Oh,
Mhm.
fuck. You gotta put somebody on the Clippers in the top 10. I told you, Bob's not top 10 right now. Disrespect, crazy. Oh, wait, these guys are good. Hold on, Morgan.
I was just saying right now.
His shots. I don't think PG can put 50. No, we
But
put
no.
like
I'm not
6
even.
already. I'm there. Oh, give me a fade. It's okay. I don't got all that. Like,
What? I'm a Warriors
you still gotta say
fan. Like what? Like, I'm not even a LeBron fan. I know LeBron should be top 10 right now. Without hitting the Lakers lose too many games, yeah. Like I'm a Warriors fan too. That's funny. When she said don't put LeBron in top 10, I was like, bro, what? Like, bro, what? Like, I want you to say it to LeBron's face right now. Like, what she just said, I want her to stop and just say it to LeBron's face right now. You feel me?
hit that.
What? That's funny.
Oh, they got rid of Tom. That's why they're better now.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
Yeah. So that guy can actually shoot good. What's the
Oh
team
man.
evaluation, bro?
She's evaluating the NBA animations. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Good shots.
I'm a 3D VFX artist too. There ain't no way. I mean, she could be. It's her choice, her prerogative. But I'd be.
Wait, pick up the line. Ah, that's. I should have said it sooner.
She just said sooner.
They did like a
Hmm.
play and shit, bro.
The plane? I understand. She had the easy layup. I understand. I'm totally. She's goofing right now, man. If I was a head coach, oh my goodness,
Unboxed.
she's goofing. She's goofing right now. What is Topeka thinking right now?
Alright.
What is she thinking right now? Don't to the.
Alright, let me lock in. I gotta sit up now.
Interesting. Okay, she's thinking. Fires away.
Shit.
Pass. Speaker goes in. Oh, Topeka has the ball.
Alright.
Outside play. Opponent. It's a tie game. The ball's in Topeka's hand. Just sits back. She's relaxed. Half court. Drills past opponent. Outside. Fuck. Blinkers has the ball. Kick back to Topeka. She's dribbling. Dude with the helmet is doing something. Oh, she shook him out. Shit. Wait, why'd she?
Nothing's there.
What? Huh?
Yeah,
I understand. She
like,
had the shot.
switch it up.
She had 3 angles. I'm confused.
Oh, he's backdooring the shit out of me. Yeah.
Uh
Okay,
huh.
watch that.
Hold up. Okay. What's she thinking? Alright. Oh.
Why didn't he Oh.
The opponent's up by 11. 24 seconds.
Alright.
Oh, now I can hear her friends.
Alright, if we could get one stop, I think we could score one. Oh, that's deep.
Oh,
Two.
she got it. What she free? She got it.
I know, that was such a good play. That was a good play. That's okay. It's okay.
Reaching foul.
Yeah.
Damn.
Maybe if you have your hot sauce, you might have taken it. Not even though, actually. I'm just. Someone pick up the drop. I'm playing high. Okay. Oh, I should have fucking knew, bro. He wasn't going for a three on that. Give me ISO.
Okay. She's doing her thing. Topeka. Oh, wait. What? She's being too twitchy. She has a shot. Dude, wait. She took too long. It went green a few times. Anytime I think it goes.
Fouled. I'm kind of blocked.
I should have got water. What am I doing? Hold up.
I have take now. I have take. I might do an ISO.
Hmm?
I'm building. Good help. Oh,
Oh, good defense.
nice.
Reaching foul. Betting. Oh, cool.
Yeah, get. Shut up. Wait, really good. Yeah.
It's actually really good basketball. Because everyone like knows what they're doing. Oh.
That was terrible.
That should have easy layup.
I did have the dunk. Fuck!
Is Topeka okay?
Oh,
Topeka, is she okay? She good? Hey, she has a I appreciate the
Alright. Let's take my time. Let me just take my time. No rush.
Interesting. That's tough. Did she used to say that? Oh, she put locked in. She put green. Her card in 4K. Bro, what? Hold up. Her emotes are kind of she put down bad, but the way she put the Pikachu. Okay.
I'm there.
And she put silent.
Alright, I can play the twos game. Bro, what's bailout on?
No.
Oh my god!
Let Topeka do her thing.
If you pay for the 2,000 people waiting package, one table is free.
When it comes to Nature Valley, which camp are you in? Oats and honey?
Have an ahi tuna sandwich.
Granville fish.
Yeah. That's some good stuff, I tell you. It's a big lettuce.
Mm-hmm. She is nodding. She's thinking.
I really
She's.
like the game. My sponsor segment is over, but I still want to play.
That's a good game then. I just read the title, dude. I just read the title. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. That's what is it? I should say.
But I will. Whatever.
Nice. What RPGs too? Did she? She dyed her hair. But why is the? Oh, it's probably because of the.
They give me a card? I
Don't
have
put.
one
Oh,
card.
Charlotte.
Who should we call? Okay,
Oh, I don't know the game. So,
I'm gonna see what she does.
wait, is
Whoa, she has a whip. Okay, that's pretty cool.
like neither. Actually,
That, what
wait.
does she have? She's like a sword.
Oh, nice.
Whoa. This guy has two swords.
Oh, you know what the problem with the game is? I already know what the problem with the game is. There's no people of color. They're all just.
I did play him like mid and bot though. Otherwise, that was my first game of its support. It might actually be pretty mediocre support comparatively.
Bro, I can scream. I can scream better than these guys. Or I could yell, growl, whatever, belch. Better than these guys. Those dudes, whatever sneaks listen to, those dudes don't have the range. They don't have the grit. So yeah, something like that. Yeah, just right away seems the best. Based. Malignance. Whatever Sneaky's listening to, those guys just don't have the range in their voice to scream. They're trying to. I've listened. Oh, really? What? I've listened to hardcore music since I was like 8 years old. Hardcore music since I was like 8 years old. And so, and before that, the predecessors of hardcore. Uh, Sister schooling me on everything that is grunge or punk or rock and taking me to shows when I was like a teenager. So the screamo that you hear today, this slightly emo music you hear today, is very much kind of average uh, growls and screaming, and they don't have the range because they just aren't taking the time to classically train as singers. Um, that's probably why. But you really just, you know what the hardcore scene is missing is you need musicians to take it serious, but they're always kind of rebellious, free spirited, kind of independent, like learning on their own. But really, the hardcore scene is missing like just a group of guys and gals, or all women, all dudes, or they them, and going to actually musical school and being classically trained, and then taking that schooling, and then really they would like instant stardom in the hardcore scene because there's really like no major hardcore band that's like at the top, and like they know that all the hardcore fans, um, hardcore rock understand it's like kind of like baseline. And there's no like star, not one person or band. But really, what you're missing is because they're so rebellious and so, you just need probably teenagers, right? They have that same kind of motivation. And when they're in their like 1920, go to a musical school, but still have that rock beat in them, you know. And then once they have that foundation for musical school, they're like the next stars of like the hardcore rock scene. Like that's what the American scene is missing. Just get heads up. You see the same thing with rap. They're both rebellious. You have hardcore music scene. You have like a rap and hip hop music scene. A lot of times they're just rebellious in terms of like I'm gonna learn on my own or do it on my own or teach on their own. But what they're missing is the foundation below them to make them more complete as an artist that will really push their careers forward instantly. Systematically, and you just look at the music scene it looks like in America. And so your rappers and your artists and your hip hop artists and your rappers and your hip hop artists, they're just like self-taught, whatever. But they're not. They're still missing like the more music aspect of it. They have to lean into more audio engineers and more sound engineers to like kind of help them along the way. But that just slows down their own music career. See what I'm saying? So it'd be great if you did have someone that has the beating in the heart, that still wants to make hip hop, but go to musical school, get classically leveled up academically with music in music school, take that foundation of skill, and then enter into like your hip hop or enter into the hardcore scene and really would like just take off stardom. Instead, right now in America, you have this like, do-it-yourself attitude, which is okay, the do-it-yourself attitude, but then there's no teamwork. So then you see a whole baseline of talent. The talent's there. They just need coaches to help kind of sharpen and focus them and refine them. Then they'd really turn into stars. That's all. That's all. It's just a skill. It's almost like a skill gap. So there's tons of the American spirit of like do-it-themselves mentality. But in the hardcore scene, the same thing with music, with rock. They're like, they're gonna like, they're gonna self-teach themselves. They're gonna be like, I'm gonna do everything self-taught, which is okay. But the talent is only gonna go so far. So if there's a massive talent pool of musicians all across the states, but they're just kind of self-taught, they're gonna hit a ceiling. And really, what they're missing is just like going to music school, or getting a music teacher, and then it would like sharpen them and like, just make them sharper and better, propel them forward, or just kind of level up. Just imagine everyone's like level 1 musician. When they get to like level 2, just leveling up would be like going to like a school, right? And then getting an associate's in whatever. And then level 3 is like getting like your master's in whatever musical field you're trying to do. And then that comes with playing and teaching. And any kind of art. Like even for myself now. But yeah. I need to get back to making my art. But it goes back to all artists. So musicians are just another type of artist. And a lot of times there's a massive talent pool of musicians in all 50 states, or just everywhere across the American scene, culturally. Musicians everywhere. They're just maybe kind of stubborn or rebellious or whatever. A can-do attitude. They do it themselves. All they really need to do is just meet with a few different coaches. Don't just settle with one coach. Really, just as an artist, like even art, like for myself, I can confide in with like 20 or 30 or 40 other professionals. So musicians should get on the same kind of page, where their network is so massive in terms of musical prowess that it's more like those collaborations become ways to balance feedback and growing it better. So if you're a musician, yes, it's great to meet a whole bunch of other kind of average musicians, but then that same kind of plateau will still occur. They'll all be kind of average, knowledge and skill-wise. Really, but just confide into 3 different musical coaches, pay 3 different musical coaches, and really you'll then kind of level up 3 times faster than only doing like 1 musical coach a week. So do 3 different musical coaches a week, and you're getting like 3 different like styles that'll really help you broaden and grow your own range of styles in terms of musical instrument singing and making music or whatever you're trying to do, or just singing. And that's what they're just kind of missing, some tutelage. You're only as good as the tools that you're taught. It's the same that I've created, but it rings true for years now. So, but yeah. And so for same thing with League of Legends, players are just missing coaches. That's what. It's a massive talent pool, and there's opportunity. It's just, yeah. It comes down to organization. Like, okay, how can I explain it? in League of Legends, there is the CLOL, the Collegiate League of Legends. There's over like 560, basically 560 D1 schools that have like incredible programs, but no one knows they exist because we don't have enough esports journalists to kind of tell the stories. That's what it comes down to. Like if you wanted to see your next, kind of star players, there's two things that have to occur. You need a better system where there's more. There's 560 D1 teams. There's in the Collegiate League of Legends, CLOL. You need a better system. People understand when you have 500 teams, we don't have enough. Like everything, we don't have enough coaches. We don't have enough. Like universities do everything they can to kind of expand out their scholarships. Makes it incredible. So there's a whole ecosystem. Just imagine 500 plus universities. People don't understand. 500 plus universities that have League of Legends teams. There's a whole thing right there, in terms of like entertainment, narrative, 4 years, like storylines, like from like a freshman to sophomore to junior. We follow the path of women and men in collegiate sports already, but there's a whole ecosystem occurring, but like no one's telling their stories because we don't have enough journalists. We need more eyes on, more cameras, everything. And it's massive. That's what people don't understand. And I feel like in 2024, I'm glad that I'm talking about this for posterity and out into the void, and I'll probably clip it. But it's just like, I don't think people understand the size and scope of what I'm talking about. People talking about the 8 teams in the LCS. I was like, really, what we need is just another tournament system to cover it. I understand that the CLOL has their tournament, but like, there's so many teams that like even during the summer would probably be the best time. People are like, what? The summer would be the best time because then you can have these really cool tournaments. If I was to project out to the future, the summer is the best time because then some university students are out, and then a lot of other students are also kind of out. So really, you'd recruit, in the spring, January, February, March, and then in the summer, you'd have League of Legends tournaments during the summer because you have a massive base. So we're talking like, if you had the top 1,000 players in League of Legends, right, and you built a tournament for the top 1,000 players, do you know how many teams that is? It's 200 teams, right? Divided 5 by 1,000, it's 200 teams. And with those 200 teams, you can then do a ranking system where you just take the top 100 teams. I'm sorry, no offense. So you have 200 teams, you take the top 100 teams, you cut it down again. And before they even play, check this out, before they even play. And then when you do that, you have then 500 players, right? 100 teams, 500 players. But people are probably thinking, should they play it out? Not so much. You need to lock in the rank. People are like, why does that matter? Because if you don't lock in the rank to those players and you recruit them then, you're still, the influx is up and down. So they're just, how can I explain it? Make it easier for everyone to digest. Make it easier for everyone to fucking understand. Because humans are stupid. You recruit, in the summer you'd want to design and build up maybe a non-profit or startup that'd be a summer kind of like, summer League of Legends tournament. Another kind of event. And if Riot Games would okay it, what you're basically allowing is another organization to come in. Okay, how can I explain it? There was like the AFL and the NFL. And the AFL kind of like failed, and the NFL kind of absorbed them. I'm just saying, hey, look, the LCS is doing their thing, right? But like imagine you had just another tournament in the summer, where it's 3 months, and I say it's like Riot Game approved and all that, and it's just basically made up of 100 teams. And these 100 teams, the whole point is at a certain checkpoint, like probably go like January, February, March, April, end of April, the last day of April, you lock in the ranks for League of Legends. And check this out. I'll make it even easier and like just easier for everyone to understand. When you play League of Legends, you're already on this account. Okay? It would even hyper incentivize people to play on one account because you want to be in that top 500. It would lock you in. So imagine you're playing ranked and the top 500 players get locked in the last day of April, and then a tournament kicks off for the summer. And there's backups. You know what the backups are? The other 501 players to 1,000 players on the rank ladder. And you create this tournament system, and it would hype everybody the fuck up. Like it would be cool as shit, right? Like imagine You're 3 months into the league season. At the end of April, the ranks lock in. The top 500 players are locked into a tournament for the summer. And everyone's like, hey, I can either make it or I can't make it. And there's going to be like narratives and storylines about like the best players. Can they do it? Can they hold up to the crown? Can they win the summer championship? Because they're going to have time. Check this out. You're going to allow 30 days for the players to form and talk. People are like, what? That's all they need. The community is already talking. You know what I mean? Like in terms of you're on Reddit, you're on Twitter, you're on IG, you're somewhere. Everyone's social media, they're communicating. There's someone to communicate, Facebook, whatever. So you have a 30-day period where it's just basically like the journalist, check this out, and then the journalist can then try to reach some of the players for interviews. Hey, how do you feel about being in this tournament? How do you feel about your placement? Do you think you can do it off the ladder? Do you think you can form a team this quick? And the 500 players, trust me, the 500 players will form a team. And the reason I say this is because guess why I'm saying this? Because there's an influx of like not enough supports or not enough ADCs, not enough jungles. So among the 500 players, you should have enough to form 100 teams. And if you can't, it doesn't really matter. I do apologize. People are like, what? I'm not being fair. I'm being cruel like a heavy hammer because this is going to be this. It should be a tournament idea for the system. So that if I was the Riot Games CEO for League of Legends, I'd be implementing the system that I'm creating, this tournament, to really hype up the game. And this 30-day period is basically, check this out. It's like a free-for-all. The 500 players are in this bracket. You should form as many teams as they can. Okay? And then magically, you know what's going to happen? Five-person teams are going to start popping up. You get the 30-day period for the top 500 players to just communicate for 30 days to formulate their team. And then the tournament is in a 60-day period during the summer. So there's a 90-day period. Let's say the first 3 months, you lock in the top 500 players. And then there's a 30-day period where they all can just communicate. They're going to communicate somehow. They're going to get on the Reddit. They're going to be like, hey, this is me. This is my rank. Or they're going to know somebody, or everyone knows one of the ranks, or they're pros. And then once everyone sees the pros really start forming their squads like on their Twitch channels and all that. Right? And then now you have like the pro players communicating with the public, and you have the public communicating with the pro players, and they're forming teams for this hypothetical concept of like an in-game summer tournament. Right? And it builds a ton of narratives and all that. But I'm really more heavy-handed in terms of the idea because I don't really think of it as being fair. It's just you form as many 5-person teams as you can. And then in the 30-day period, it's like a race. All the players are trying to communicate even faster now. We have 30 days to just form a 5-person squad. It doesn't really matter. It has to be among the top 500 because we're going to have an influx of like too many supports, too many mid laners, too many junglers. That equation I've already solved and figured out. And then there's a 60-day period in terms of online tournament through the client. And check it out. If a player can't make it, you need a substitute, reach out to any of the top 500 players to fill that spot. And if you can't, you've already established those relationships. And those players should establish those relationships too with other players. Start networking like, hey man, y'all need a backup for the tournament this summer? I'm ready to go. And people will then advertise that on Twitch, like their skill and where they're at. They can also kind of raise their hand like, hey, I'd be a great backup for the summer championship, whatever team, whatever. You know what I mean? It allows everyone to kind of communicate, and it gets kind of the foot traffic isn't to a mall back and forth. The foot traffic isn't to like a shopping center. The foot traffic is now, hey, how can we get across to formulate these teams? And I think that'd be the great idea that Riot Games should do for League of Legends. And, it just kind of propels the game forward and whatnot. And at the end of the summer of a 6-day period where you're doing this, I think it'd be pretty hype. Yeah. And then trust me, I think other people would like, once they see this and kind of understand it, it would be, and then it would kind of generate even more kind of, it's great for the ladder. It's great for ranked ladder. It's great for the narratives of the players themselves and people on Twitch and Twitch community, and it just kind of gets the ball going in terms of like people fandom, or just kind of where they're at too. And I guarantee you, I know it's gonna sound kind of funny, the players that are going to be like in the top 500 are usually the Collegiate League of Legends D1 players. That's a lot of them. And they get to kind of have their own narratives and storylines, and they get to fight for some, play for some. It'd be pretty cool, I think. But and in your summertime is your best time to do it because everybody during the summer is just super enjoyable. And then if Riot Games wants to do something really cool, then of course that own end of summer championship, could be those 5-person teams, of course, coming back to the LCS Stadium or whatever. So stuff like that. And that also allows the pros to stay, in the community too. It'd be kind of cool too, where all of a sudden, a play, that makes it a really cool motivating factor. It allows players that are fans of other pros to try to get into the top 500, to then maybe have an opportunity to like be on their team and play like a summer in-game League of Legends tournament. So, different kind of motivating factors will kind of occur too. That would be pretty chill, I think. So I think if Riot Games wants to write the check, they can send the check next month or in a few months or next year or whatever if they want to decide to take my idea. Or copy it or use it or just hire me. Either way. But, someone said, chat, can I get hours on 3? 1, 2, 3. What? Why are they all saying what? What are they doing right now? What? Oh, Dark. I think people also say his name wrong too. It's kind of funny. Oh wait, enemy players play Maokai. You can't play Maokai jungle. You know why you can't play jungle? Because you can only play top and support Maokai. He's a Vanguard like fighter tank, but because he's a Vanguard fighter tank, he actually should not play for the jungle. You could probably try to make Maokai work in the jungle, but Bear's a top laner. Maokai, because he's a Vanguard like fighter tank, he counters other fighters. That's what people don't understand. So Maokai can what's it called? Oh damn. Now, who the heck's playing Orianna in 2023? Damn, Orianna got the kill and walked away. Damn. Azir messed up. You know why Azir messed up? I'll tell you why Azir messed up. Azir should have pushed the Orianna back to the tower, not towards the river. You feel me? Like, why? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, Azir should have pushed Orianna back to the tower, not towards the graves. That didn't make any sense. I think about it. And if the Orianna was ulted back towards the tower, then the subsequent position would be the maximum damage output that would occur from kiting your opponent, and the target's got a really good stun. Boom, engage, kite, engage, kite. Oh, sneaky dropping attacks. What? Interesting. Should have layered the ability better, but he did not. Canceled. I think 3 autos. I don't think he counted the ones that I said. The auto before and into and out of the bush because he had a control ward. So your opponent's there, right? But you walked up and you were within range to attack, but you could have attacked twice. You only attacked once, and that would have been 3 times. So if you place the right control ward, you then engage, attack, and as your opponent sees you, you move, attack, and as your opponent moves you, you get a 3rd attack. But Sneaky messed up in terms of his layering of his attacks because he saw the opponent go into the bush, which means there's opportunity to attack, and he didn't. And then he goes into the bush when he knows the opponent's going to lead the bush because the opponent's going to see him, fog ward. But he's not layering his attacks proper. And you do that by, in terms of, I guess people call it ganking or pathing, however you want to think about it. He can make it a river, I think. Whoa. You know what Sneaky, what he would probably be good at? He would probably play, I would say Kindred. Graves is kind of wonky. I understand Graves is a marksman, but he's kind of wonky. Graves is, I doesn't have his boots. So the trick with Graves, and that I mean, take it with a grain of salt, whatever, but just the trick with Graves is like you need your boots with Graves. Because it's his movement animation that is so vital to his kit. The faster his movement is, you either have to stop command or you have to attack, move, click, right, command, cancel to really accelerate, Graves. But with his boots, that clears you up because the faster movement speed frees up your animation. That's what people understand. The faster movement speed frees up your animation. So his movement speed is slower little animation of your character slower. But the movement speed of the movement speed of the champion is faster. You can then animation cancel faster. So check this out. The movement speed if the movement speed of your champion is slower, it's slower and harder to animation cancel. But the movement speed of your champion is faster. You can cancel animation faster. That's why Boost is so vital and great, because he has a wonky animation where he only gets 2 shots, and then he has to do this long reload. And he's doing like 2 shots with this shotgun, but he has a super long freaking reload. It's like, oh my god, he like ejects whatever the shells and fires them. It's like, yeah. You know what's so funny? Why is he using like a super old school shotgun? Why isn't the shotgun not 6 shots? Why is this shotgun not like 8 shots? And if Riot Games wants to take my idea and have a pilt over like special forces or something like that, or a pilt over SWAT guy, he should have like, he's probably gonna have like hex tech guns, whatever, right? Like, why haven't we seen other hex tech guns? If Caitlyn has a sniper and Graves has a shotgun, why isn't there not like a pilt over SWAT team that has like hex tech submachine gun or hex tech rifle or whatever? You know what I mean? That's kind of would it make more sense for League of Legends as a champion? And then wouldn't Piltover itself have their own army that would have their own kind of soldiers, right? Versus they have like police. That should be a champion too, but or I was thinking they should do like a Vestian that's like chemically or physically enhanced, but like a little bit different. But I think they're gonna do that already. I think they're gonna bring in. There was a human character, and that's probably the saddest part. Is not the saddest part, but you could. Actually, I think they are doing another Vestian or something like that. The reason I bring that up is like we're always gonna have human characters, and they need to balance out the ratio between human characters, creatures, and kind of hybrids. Because if you don't, I mean, I guess it's up to them how they want to play. Just have the full population of the game. Because there's like, if you can balance out into thirds, I think that'd be best. I think if you have a third of the characters as human, a third that's like monsters or creatures, and then a third that's like hybrids. I think it's a good balance of the game. Because I think people are kind of fed up with the fact that there's just too many humans in terms of like champions. But that's just, I don't know, maybe we should run another poll. But yeah. Like, I think what had occurred was, I think I remember this. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Fanbase was kind of like, I think they were kind of mad that there was not another creature. And it wasn't until now, like 3 years later, that we have. Oh my bad, no, I take it back. They did 2 creatures. They did Noah Fury, and they did this baby dragon ADC. And this Smolder is it's a good concept because you have a monster and you have a creature looking thing, but it's an ADC role. But I think what's even more interesting is that they're gonna have to. I mean, not that they don't have to, but they should have 5 other dragons, 5 other dragon-like characters for the other roles. And so now they have Shyvana and Smolder. So Shyvana's supposed to be a jungler. Then we just need like a dragon top lane character, and you need a dragon like mid lane character. Oh, we already have a ruling soul. My bad. So you have Shyvana, jungle, ruling soul mid. Then you have ADC, dragon, and Smolder. And then so I guess you're missing. Damn, are they saying ADCs are babies? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. If they're saying a ruling soul, they're like, got to be an old head to be a mid laner because they need more knowledge. Are they saying junglers are just like fighters like Shyvana? Are they saying ADCs are just like babies? So they made Smolder. I don't know. And then what's it called? Yeah, they just don't have a dragon for the top lane or for the support role, but that's just my observations as a dude. Just my opinion. But is there a voice interaction if there's Shyvana Aurelion Sol. And Smolden. You know what's so crazy? I should play. You know what I actually like playing? Galio. My other brother was, like I said, a diamond top laner, diamond mid laner, and he did recommend years ago, and I never did it. He recommended. He was like, "You should play Galio mid," and I was like, I thought it over, and I just never really put my thought process into it until now. I was like, "Oh, nice, Azir." Oh, this is why you want your mid laners to learn Azir. The sheer damage output from his attack speed capable soldiers just sliced and killed and skewered that Orianna. So yeah. Oh, you know what I'm missing? There's supposed to be this like foam. It's like a wire mesh. But I don't think I have it anymore. I also need to get something to drink. Okay, this is. And the game's not over. Just a heads up. Still winnable. Yeah, as long as he hits. People probably laugh and like, what? Yeah, it's still winnable. Okay, so 7 kills is how much gold? 2k gold? Yeah, games aren't won and lost off 2k gold. Wait for it, and then boom, maybe mess him up. It was a trap the whole time. Oriana, you done messed up. Oh, damn, what got him? Oh, the Graves got him. Damn. It's a cold world, man. That's a cold world. Oh, shit. Wait, why is Rengar still alive, bro? Fiora didn't fight. Fiora has way too much health for all that went down. Fiora didn't fight. Damn, bro. Yeah, Smolder's doing mad damage. Holy shit. That freaking dragon. Oh, he's 6'2". They gave an attack damage focused dragon. It shoots fireballs. Or that shoots, it spits fire or something. But the Fiora didn't fight. Fiora had too much health for how much that had occurred during that fight stretch. That's crazy. What? Oh, shit. My bad. Oh, Stargate? I'm not gonna play Stargate.
Let's see. Yeah, he's got 4 barracks. He saw everything, so.
Joking. You know what? I probably could be the better CEO for Riot Games. Or just give me, like, what is it? Go right into video game dev. No, be more of an esports side. My bad, esports side. Yeah, like that.
Got GA, honestly, pretty good.
But, you know, fine. I'd rather do it independently. I'd rather run a non-profit organization that ran adjacent with Riot Games approval or contract. No, Riot Games just hired me for the esports division. We can make it work. Riot Games write the check. They want to take my idea and use it. But if they do steal my idea and use it, then I can write that check or hire me in the esports division. Someone said, I'm not leaving this
I'm
chat
just not
until
doing fucking
Doka
damage.
is going to bed.
It's 50 armor and it's 200 damage. I missed my QE, but like my hammer Q did fucking nothing there.
So with
Spell.
wait, what is the build on? What is the build on Jace? Or sometimes the build isn't evident. I've already pointed this out before. You top lane? Yeah. Oh, Eternal's back. Maokai's back. Like I said, if you play Maokai top, you know, like, what is it? Play Maokai top, like, not that complex. Not that complex. And the build is probably just has to be tank. You're leveraging his sustain. Oh, but this is different. Frozen Art. Armor, mana. Yeah. Reduce the attack speed of your enemy. Reducing attack speed of the enemy reduces their damage output by 20%. They're now moving 80% as fast. They're now not attacking at 100%. So Frozen Heart by itself is negative 20% damage to the enemy. When your opponent attacks 20%, if your opponent's attack speed is 20% less, it is 20% less damage. You're not attacking at 100% output. So playing Maokai top, like I said earlier, playing Maokai top, like I said earlier, is utmost, not, I don't say utmost importance, but it's just kind of like a, hey, Maokai top is literally you become the tank, and then you just dominate the game. But I think Zach's probably the same when Trent's probably, but they're probably both going tank, right? No, Trundle is fighter focused. People are like, what? So to understand this, Trundle is a Vanguard tank, but he's technically a fighter tank, like Maokai, and so he can go into the fighting core. And so all of his spells are to engage. You know, auto attack, focus, heavy. You take the fighter tank, and then you're going like fighter heavy. He has 24% increased healing. So for Trundle, you do want to increase his healing because 25% increased healing. Let me say it again. He has 25% increased healing. So all the pros know you do not fight him in his frozen domain. But to any other top laner, when they see that stat, they're like, bro, I get 25% increase in healing? Are you freaking kidding me? No joke. That's Trundle. He can, his all the pros are calculating like the zone space control. His W is a massive circle. You don't want to fight Trundle in that circle. But check this out. If you can wombo combo, if you can layer your stuns or your CC with a Trundle with other, of course, champions, then Trundle can then carry the top. So this is, if you're trying to run, you know, and it's a fighter build too, and so top laners will love that. You get Ravenous Hydra, 12% lifesteal. You get 20% increased healing already. You get your TP, and you go balance. So Triforce is balance. You're going to get your attack damage, your attack speed, which increases your DPS output, health, ability haste, spell blade, and then you get enhanced 200% increased physical damage, and already it pairs well with your Q. Eternal's next attack deals, I believe it's true damage because it's in a white color, so like true damage plus percentage of your physical attack damage. Briefly slows them, and briefly slows by 75%, which is awesome. And then Trundle gains increased attack damage for 5 seconds, and then the enemy loses attack damage. They can't, so it's chomp. Incredibly powerful. People don't understand how powerful it is. It's incredibly powerful. When you can subtract, 30 damage, or you subtract 20 damage or 30 damage in the beginning from your opponent, it's very evident. All pros know the stats, and they're just sitting here thinking like, when your opponent loses 10 AD or whatever, and then you gain 20 AD, brother, that's a 30 swing. Did no one not do the math? Like, did no one not do the math? Like, if you're negative 10 on their AD and you're plus 20, it's a 30 AD gap. Like, I think no one like did the math when they were like building the character or something like that. And so Trundle is cute. And then when it's at 30, it's negative 15 for them and 30 for you. So then it's a 45 AD difference. That is huge, right? What is a 45 AD difference? It's a lot. So that's why you can really focus fire. And like Trundle doesn't start the fight; he finishes the fight. So other teammates set up the fight, and then Trundle comes in and closes the fight, right? Because the opponent has expended all their spells. You really want to do better team fighting with Trundle top. Trundle does not start the fight. If he's a fighter, but if he's a tank build, he can start the fight. Okay, so that's where people get confused at. If you go Trundle, they're so used to going tank or sustain build, they're so used to starting the fight. If Trundle is a fighter, he does not. He acts like an assassin because guess what? It's burst damage. Fighters and assassins are what? Professor Art Ray, Death Ray, welcome to Summoner University Fundamentals 101. Class raised their hand. They'd all say, what are burst champions? They go fighter assassins. Like, what is poke champions? And the class says in a resounding poke mage. I'm like, well, what is sustain champions? And they go tank juggernauts. So the same premise and kind of fighting style and flanking maneuvers that you're going to do, and flanking mechanisms that you're going to force and create, and zone control and vector control in the game. Your fighters are going to, their presence off the mat generates threat. Okay, so your assassins, your best threat is to not be seen. So the assassin in League of Legends, the greatest pressure you put on the enemy team is when you're not seen. Any second you're not seen instantly creates pressure. It is like the strongest thing we've seen in the game. And Assassin's players master that skill of creating pressure when not seen on the map. Their presence gone. Check this out. If you're an assassin, can all oh my goodness, all Assassin's players just like take an extra 5 seconds going to lane and just kind of stand still in the middle lane, like in between tower 1 and 2, just stand still for 5 seconds and see how all the other lanes react. And the more you patiently sit there, and it's better if you're catching a wave, even better if you're catching a wave. If you know you're going to catch the wave, assassin just sit behind, in between tower 1 and 2 and just sit for like 10 seconds. You'll instantly see all the other lanes just kind of, the opponents will kind of back off. And then you catch the wave, the assassin, and then you just instantly generated pressure to the top lane and bot lane. Because the enemy team is thinking you're either ganking top or ganking bot. But there's so much time goes by, they freak out, and they usually back off. And that also, you know what that does? Frees up your jungler to then do lane ganks. It's like people like don't strategize or whatever. You know, it's like, damn. Just hilarious. And so, stuff like that. There's so many, I would say, fundamentals that players aren't, or creativity, basic fundamentals, because it goes back to burst poke system. So your fighters and assassins should always kind of flank, and their presence when it's off the lane, when they're not seen, when they're in the dark, creates so much pressure. Because the same thing happens to a fighter. If an Aatrox is missing for a little too long, every laner just kind of like looks, they're like looking around like, wait, what? Like, where's the Aatrox? Instantly generates pressure. And then also frees up your jungler. And it also creates pressure to, guess what? The enemy jungler. Because the enemy jungler is like, wait, Aatrox has been missing for a little too long? Am I getting invaded? You know, it just instantly shifts what they're doing. And those shifts in seconds affects the race in League of Legends. League of Legends is everyone shows up with different race cars. And the analogy, everyone shows up with different race cars. And they know how to drive with the race car, different champions, really well. New players are like showing up to the race in League of Legends, and they don't know how to drive. They don't know which car to drive. But then everyone's off to the races. And they're just schooling everybody as they're racing with their car. And then so that's League of Legends. And it's a race that starts once the first seconds start ticking, like right now. We're 27 seconds in. We're right into a game. So Doko's playing Darius top. I didn't see the rank. I'm not sure this is Smurf. But the ranks kind of looked interesting when he logged in. Actually, let me go back. I could probably, must be a Smurf or something like that, because it looked different. Okay. Yeah. I think Diamond Masters, Grandmasters. Nice. This is about right. People are like, what? Well, they're Diamond players that are becoming Master Tier players, so they rightfully deserve to be here. And you have Grandmaster players. This one's, and then different. They put different symbols for each one. GMs or Grandmaster players. GMs. They're all Apex. Well, not quite Apex tier because the 1, 2, 3 Diamond players, but yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 Masters, 1, 2, 3 Diamonds, and then 3 GMs. Is this fair? This does not look fair. It's not like even. Hold up. Is it because I can't balance it? Hold up. 2 diamonds. No. I still think it's unbalanced because of the 3 GMs. I check this out. I think if this GM wasn't here, I think it's balanced. Yeah, I think that's all it is. I'm trying to equate. Yeah, this GM doesn't need to be here. If this GM was Master Tier or Diamond, or M Tier, however you want to call it. So GM, probably D1, M Tier. Yeah. Yeah, if this player wasn't here, then you could easily have one of these two, and then it would even out no matter what. But this makes it imbalanced, so Doko's team should win. It should be favorites to win. League does that too in terms of like LP position, but it's like so dumb because like why is it in there? It makes no freaking sense. Why is it? Because they have the algorithm, they have the capability to balance it. It's like Riot Games does this on purpose to imbalance it. That's weird. Basically, not only are they favored to win, Riot made sure like this team like has more LP for some reason, and then like this team has less LP. So even if they do win because they're favored, they're going to get less LP. And if this team does win, all the pressure's on them just because they got one more GM. But this GM fails. Let's see how it plays out. But his team should be favored, and they probably have more LP, and the other team is the underdog, and they have less LP. I don't even know why they do that too. It just doesn't make any sense. We've seen this from time to time before in the past. They probably haven't deviated too much, but that yeah. And then it goes back to if Jin isn't good enough, then signals enemy has vision here. But why would he type 620 Ghost? The typing would be too slow in terms of communication because I have my enemy vision here ping. Signals enemy has vision here. I have that as my mouse wheel button, whatever the proper terminology is for like the. What is the mouse wheel button? It's like, I think it has a number or whatever. It has a. It was calculated as. I have to open up League again to tell you what. It's like P3 or something like that.